Listen. When David Bowie died, time got different.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Time got different. It goes quicker now.
Were you around?
Bowie being on the Earth just weighed down the Earth, like how it like turned. And now that he's gone, the Earth's a little lighter, so it spins a little faster, which means we get quicker days.
You got a gravity about
Were you around when I wondered if, when the second Bowie died, if like 100 women all across the world miraculously became 9 months pregnant? And
Like when he died,
with a different person, like one has like an Iggy Stardust baby in there.
That'd be great if like you,
the Goblin
because you
King
know
in
how
there.
you know how when you like when the atomic bomb goes off, there's that shockwave.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then it makes all the trees go.
Yeah.
What if his was like sperm, and his went
Everywhere.
It's just a sperm shockwave.
Show a shockwave. He died in New York,
That'd
right?
be great. I would love if we could repopulate an entire city with David Bowie babies.
There was,
David babies.
there's like it's just a little part of New York that's just
Yeah.
David Bowie
Full of
colony.
Bowie's
Yeah.
babies.
A little colony of David Bowie's.
Bowie's
They separate themselves.
babies will make your dreams
we need
come
to make
true.
that happen. Are we rolling?
Bowie's babies.
Artists in
Work on Bowie's babies.
Work on Bowie's babies. Give us a
Bowie's babies. Each baby is a different era David Bowie.
Bowie.
We got your Ziggy Stardust. You got your Labyrinth Goblin King.
Yeah.
You got your Nine Inch Nails, like sort of like prog rock.
Yeah, maybe the Nikola Tesla David Bowie if you wanna.
Yeah, of course. Not even maybe. Do
Yeah,
it.
do it.
Weird button eye bandage Bowie from the last
From
video.
Black Star.
Black Star video.
That's a David Bowie you don't want visiting you in your sleep.
Guys, this here episode of Table Talk is brought to you by the fine folks at Squarespace. Now, I don't know if you know about Squarespace real quick, but it's basically a place where you can take care of all of your domain name and your website needs.
Tell me about it, Steve.
Well, I'll tell you all about it. If you want to start yourself up a website, say you want to do like a David Bowie tribute website, I'm not against it. In fact, I would love that. Link it to me. You can definitely do that at Squarespace, and I'll tell you this. It starts at $8 a month, and you'll receive a free domain when you sign up for a year of service.
Wow.
You can start your trial today at squarespace.com/tabletalk. And then if you use the offer code TT at that checkout, you will get 10% off your first purchase. How cool is that? Damn it! Also, I must add that Squarespace makes it easy to build a website, all right? Even I could do it, I feel like, with all this stuff, because they've got intuitive and easy-to-use tools that you can create a site that looks professionally designed regardless of your skill level, all right? It'll look better than your friend's dumb website. Because you're using Squarespace, you're already a leg up. Squarespace, huh?
Squarespace.
You're a damn professional.
Thanks, man. Consummate.
Consummate.
Professional.
You're a consummate.
Love to consummate the marriage.
About
Professional.
29 pandas.
Wait, what?
About 29 pandas.
Not about, give or take.
It's about. There's like half of one over there.
About 29
pandas. I think
Wait,
we can
why
all-
not 30? Let's just round it out.
It's about 29 though. Like
It's about 29.
Yeah, but
can't-
like-
he can't count.
Is that
You
how many
can't count.
pandas are like in the wild?
Yeah, but has
Thing?
anyone ever looked at a group of something and said like, it's probably about 29 things there?
All the time. I do that all the time.
But, like, 29?
29 specifically?
I usually go for that with jelly beans.
But you could just go 30, right? If you're already
Okay,
at 29?
what if you were looking at the group and you knew it was 29 because you're good with numbers, but you didn't want to be pretentious and be like, no, that's exactly
Yeah,
29.
because someone's going to be like, oh, 29,
Yeah.
huh? Well, why
You'd
don't
be
you
like,
round it
"Yeah,
to 30?
it's about 29.
Yeah,
and then
it's
somebody's
like-
going to be round up 30. No, seriously, though, it's 29.
It's about
Right.
29.
Yeah, I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah, like if one of your friends was like, oh, I bet that'll cost like $29.
Well,
You'd
okay,
be
what
like,
if
what
he
are you
is?
talking about?
What if he is
30?
rounding?
What
if
are 30?
it's 26? It's either 26.
25.
It's between 25 and 30 pandas. No, then you round it up to 30.
Yeah, you
Why
go
don't we
30.
just
Yeah.
Why don't we just say about 25 pandas?
Well, it's 29 though.
Yeah, but like let's change it.
All right. Well, we'll let the people know who has this account. About 29 pandas. You should maybe. I don't know.
You're gonna want to
You know,
think that
yeah.
through a lot. You're gonna want to think about it this weekend.
I think we can all agree kiwi is the sexiest fruit.
Can
With
we?
all that fuzz and whatnot, I can't.
Yeah.
I think a peach is a pretty sexy fruit.
But what's the
Honestly, if I could
sexiest
be-
vegetable?
If I can be honest with you, I'm not even sure I've seen a kiwi in my life.
What?
I mean, maybe I have.
You
and
ever
I
had
was a
just
registrar.
any fruit salad?
No, no.
Have
No.
you've never had that like creamy, like it's got like whipped cream in it and there's
Want
chopped
your
up
fingernails
fruits?
silver? I don't want to throw you under the bus.
No,
I'm
you're
sorry.
not throwing me under the bus. I was very sad about Bowie last night. And I figured that this is
That's a good reason.
the fitting.
That's a good reason.
I kind of wanted to do like the Ziggy Stardust like thing, but you know.
That sounds like
If you
a
came in
challenge.
tomorrow with that, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
I'll
just
try.
saying.
Maybe I'll give it a
Just
shot.
say, maybe in the makeup on your
You've
face.
never
too.
had those fruit like. It's exactly
fruit
what Sam
cup.
said, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Say it again.
make it simpler. You ever been to a barbecue?
Oh,
you remember
wow.
that?
Yeah.
Does it look right?
It's furry. It has it's like this.
Yes.
But better, more full, and then it's green on
I
the
don't
inside.
like this right now.
What?
I don't like how we're spending our time right now.
We're talking about
Describing-
kiwis.
No, I don't like that we're describing kiwis to an American man
Yeah.
who is how old are you?
Oh yeah, you know what? I've seen kiwis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen kiwis.
Oh Jesus.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
All right.
That's called a kiwi.
Yeah,
what did
right.
you think that was called up until now?
I didn't think about it.
You just didn't think about
I
it.
literally spent zero brain energy. trying
You've
to
never
figure out
thought
kiwis.
about what the name of that fruit is.
Nope. Not once.
Have you ever
why would
asked
I?
someone? Wait, Darren's also confused. You ever seen a kiwi, Darren?
That's my favorite fruit.
You
Okay.
like
That's
kiwis?
Darren's favorite
All
fruit.
right.
It's so good.
It's
You-
so
listen.
Do you eat it with the
Listen.
skin on?
When it comes
good.
to
Don't eat that
food-
skin.
No.
When it-
That's like eating a baboon's cheek.
when it comes to food,
that.
I am very basic. I eat pizza.
I get
I
that.
eat burgers, fruit, bananas,
What are we talking? Hot dogs here?
cuties, hot dogs.
Sure.
More when I was
Macarons?
younger.
Macaronis?
Macaroni and cheese, absolutely.
What do you like for
Put the
dessert?
two together.
Cookies?
Cut the
Cookies,
hot
ice
dogs
cream.
up into the mac
Now
and
we're
cheese.
talking. Cookies? Ice cream?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Popcorn? You know about
you've
popcorn?
completely figured me out. I like popcorn at movies. I do, however, feel sick later. Don't know why.
I do
Really?
too.
Why is that? Why
Because
is popcorn
sometimes
make
it's
you
too
feel-
much.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
carbs too. It's
Yeah.
nothing. There's no nutritional value. Just butter.
Is
and
that why you're
carbs.
eating to get nutrition?
Is that why? Is that why?
Speaking of
people do
kiwis, what did that 29
question-
panda man say?
He said, yeah, obviously we can all agree that kiwis are the sexiest
Obviously.
fruit.
that? Okay.
I don't think
No.
that's true. I think peaches are
Peaches.
sexy.
I'd
I
say
agree with
peaches
that.
are sexy. I'd go with cantaloupe if I may be frank.
You think
Or-
cantaloupe's pretty sexy?
Or a strawberry. A nice big strawberry.
And then
is
you
pretty
asked if
sexy.
there's a sexy vegetable.
That's what the
Sexy
rest of the
vegetable.
question said.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe like a tomato.
That's
like,
a fruit.
Oh, is it?
It is a
A
fruit.
tomato's a fruit.
It is a fruit.
Whatever
Potatoes are
weird rule
starch.
that is.
Is a pickle a fruit?
It's
It's a cucumber.
Yeah.
Is a cucumber
Which I
a fruit?
want to say is a vegetable,
It's a
but
vegetable.
I'm thinking
Well,
about.
cucumber
But the
has
seeds are on the
seeds, though.
inside.
Seeds.
I don't know what
Doesn't
the
seeds
goddamn-
make it fruit?
We weren't paying
Wait, look
attention
at
in
He's got a
elementary
computer.
school.
Do a quick fact check. I'd say the sexiest vegetable is.
Eggplant. That's a fruit too,
Oh.
bro.
Quick question.
A boob fruit.
Fruit or vegetables?
Well, I know.
Oh, fruit.
Yeah.
Cucumbers
What?
are fruit.
Damn it.
That's
Star, will
everything's
you
a goddamn
will you
fruit.
do a Google search for the sexy vegetable, please? Carrots are sexy to girls, right? For a specific reason. Is it orange? Because it's orange. Like burnt,
orange.
like
Women-
burnt, Ernie, like
women-
a burnt.
That's I'd say carrots the sexiest vegetable.
Sure.
What do we
Why
got
not?
there? Ooh,
Ooh,
yeah.
that's a sexy
What is that?
vegetable.
Come on, that's just.
Can you go ahead and
What
Skype
is
that
that?
to Owen?
Was
for
that a radish?
Is that radish?
No, that's a
that-
carrot. Those are sexy
Let's-
carrots.
Carrots are done for.
That's a sexy
Carrots are
carrot.
it.
What else do we got
Sexiest
up there?
vegetable.
I
You
see
want-
it.
Is that a yam?
I'm not looking for a fruit that looks like a fucking ass and a dick. I'm looking for like something that like evokes. What is that?
No,
That's
that
too
looks
small.
scary. That looks like that screamy.
Ew,
plant thing.
no,
There we
no,
go.
I don't wanna
yeah,
see
far
that.
right, far right.
Far right.
Far right, yellow.
Yeah,
Yeah. What is that, a tomato?
I
do
think
you-
that's a tomato.
In the comments down below, let us know what it is.
Sexy squash.
Or let us know what you think is the sexiest vegetable. In the
Sure.
comments.
Because
Are there vegetables you can fuck?
let us know in the comments down below. I mean, if
Yeah.
you tried it. Yeah, you could really fuck anything if you tried hard enough.
You fuck a pumpkin?
Yeah.
Did you say penguin or pancake?
You fuck.
Because
Hey, wait a
both,
minute.
because
I
both.
got a question for you, man. Can you fuck a pancake? All right.
Yes.
The Ducky Doo asks, you have to choose one condiment to go on all your food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and desserts for the rest of your life. Which condiment would that be?
Why'd you add dessert in there? You didn't
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
add
What's the
dessert.
point of
Well,
that?
but
Yeah.
You have to choose
That's not a.
one.
I would not put.
but it doesn't
chocolate
say.
syrup
But
on,
it
like,
does
a
not say
burger.
you have to use a condiment.
It does say. It says you have to choose one condiment
To go on
on all
all
your
your
food
food.
for the rest of your life.
I mean,
fuck it. Let's go ketchup. Why not?
I know ketchup. Yeah, ketchup's
You know,
easy answer.
I'm not a big ketchup guy.
That's why.
Like, well, I don't know. I don't dislike
You're
it.
a fucking weirdo that doesn't know what a kiwi is. You don't know what a kiwi. You've only seen a kiwi. You didn't know what it was called.
Nope.
So if I had pulled up a kiwi, you would be like, where did you get that?
Yeah.
What is that? You'd ask me what that was.
No, I just keep it to myself.
Keep it to yourself.
I keep it to myself. I keep the mystery to
If
myself.
we asked you to pass us a kiwi, if
Yeah,
we're making
there
a
was
fruit
a-
salad, you'd
I'd be
you'd
like,
come with a handful
specify.
of
Let's
different
say
fruits.
that
Yeah.
there was a Thanksgiving's cornucopia right in front of you. And that baby's full of yams, apples, all the ones you can think of.
Yep.
Also kiwis.
Uh-huh.
And we had asked you to hand us a kiwi from that basket. Would you
Here's-
get real scared and nervous?
No, stage one. I would go towards the thing. If the kiwi's the only thing in there that I didn't recognize, I would assume it was
What
that.
if there was also a star fruit in there?
I know what a
That's
star
pretty-
fruit is.
You do know what a
I
star
do
fruit
know- I
is.
do know
You
what
knew a
fruit
star
is.
fruit and you didn't know a kiwi.
All right, how
Well,
about
here's
this?
the cheat.
What if there-
Star fruits look like stars.
And they
Good
taste
point.
like grapes.
Yeah.
What about
So-
kumquat? Was there kumquat in
Kumquat,
there, or what about
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what a kumquat
You don't know what
looks like.
kumquat
I
is?
do know that kiwis are fuzzy, so I'd go for the fuzzy one.
You did know kiwis
I
were
did know
fuzzy.
kiwis were fuzzy.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's really the only fruit with
What
fur
if
on
there
it.
was-
yes,
So
I
boom.
with a
So yeah,
kiwi.
there you
What
go.
about a pomegranate? You know what that looks like?
No, I do. No.
I know what that looks like. You ever-
I would probably recognize it if I saw it because that's a big part of the Persephone myth in
Side
Greek
note.
mythology.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
the seeds of
It's,
the
you gotta bring it back to some nerdy shit.
Nice.
That's the only way you can relate to
Yep.
it.
You know, when I was a kid, I tried to take a bite out of a pomegranate.
You know what my
You
first...
can't. A lot
you
of that's
certainly
not
can't.
edible.
No.
A lot of that's not
What is it,
edible.
made out of wax, most of it, or something?
It's all just
There's just, like-
cardboard, basically.
What fucking weird ancestor was like, they broke that thing open, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat these fucking gross
Desperation.
booger-looking
I
things.
assume most of that shit comes out of desperation.
Yeah.
Must, huh?
Yeah.
We were talking about how do they decide to drink milk from a cow. That's desperation.
Yeah, because that's literally like, that's not...
That's not for you.
drink-
That's
That's
not
not for
for
us.
us.
That's not our
drink
thing.
milk
That's something we
from
don't think about.
either you drink when you're a child, you get mother's milk.
Drink your mama's milk.
So I would assume that they probably went through, they figured it out. I mean, they probably saw little baby animals suckling on the. Right?
Yeah, but like how
And a
often...
dude said, "Let me put my mouth on that."
Hey, listen.
Let me ask a question.
Evolution,
Let me
man.
ask a question that definitely no one here can actually answer.
Uh-huh.
And also no one here is qualified to know for
I don't know.
sure.
Sam's a doctor.
Well, you do have a stethoscope
No.
and a Flash t-shirt on, so you must be a doctor. Let me ask you boys this question, and then
Yes.
it is for the audience as well, and Star, who has a computer to check.
Uh-huh.
Does a cow is able to give milk all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it work the exact same way actual milk from female things
We got a lot of
works?
nods from the.
So we're
audience.
getting
Yeah.
women behind the camera going, absolutely, cows only give milk when? Like after they've given birth?
They have to give birth.
Okay, so we're just stealing baby milk.
If you continue to milk them, they will continue to produce milk.
Boom.
So if you keep.
Oh, so they're
pulling on
forcing
it.
it.
Birth, and then they just
Life
milk them
hack.
forever.
Oh, so okay,
Keep
so
milking.
but you can't milk a cow
Now-
until it's given birth.
How did they figure that out?
That way too.
Well, if we keep doing it, it won't stop.
Boy,
What is milk made out of? Is that like spit?
it's fat.
How does that work
It's
inside
fat
the body?
and protein.
It's
Fat and protein?
Yeah, that's what you need. It's just some nutrients. You're
How do
gonna
you
need.
make that as a cow, you think?
grass?
I'm never gonna drink milk again.
You should.
I'm gonna
really.
put ketchup
You
on
should-
stuff. You really shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't drink milk. No,
Why not?
it's just leave them. Give it back to them. Put it right back in there. Just give it right back to the little
Have you ever
babies.
seen that sticker that they put on the side of like stop signs or whatever, or the back of a stop sign?
Got milk? Mm-hmm. I've seen it.
Not that one. This is, we're in the what year do you think? It is?
1995.
Then that is the one I'm talking about. No, there's a sticker that has like a cow on it and it says "Not my mama" or something like that, or like "Not my
Yikes.
mom" or something like that.
That's rough.
And it's like, yeah, it's like a little wake up call, man. It's like you shouldn't be drinking that milk. It ain't yours.
Do you ever wonder how people pick their? You wonder how we pick food. I wonder how people pick their causes. Like
Right?
there's genocide in countries, and somebody's
Yeah.
like, you know what, milk.
Because it's like
I'm
it's
gonna plant my
'cause
flag on that
You know
hill.
what? I think it's based on what people aren't necessarily talking about,
Yeah.
and based on like what we
But-
can bring to light
Maybe there's a like.
as a
Maybe you're like,
people.
I can't solve a genocide,
Yeah.
but I
Right.
could maybe get people to stop drinking milk if I try hard enough.
I like
Crumb
milk.
grasping at straws.
Yeah,
I really
I like
don't know.
milk.
How much do you like milk? Do you like milk? Do you like to imagine that you're a baby cow when you drink milk?
There. That's so weird.
I drink.
Yeah.
I definitely don't like when people at the gym drink a glass of milk right after they do like
That
a lot of workout.
does not
It's
seem
like,
okay.
I love a good cold glass of milk after I
gross.
just ran
No,
a mile.
gross.
Think of that.
That mucusy, like,
Yeah, that feeling.
your tongue is coated in it. Oh, gross. Just dripping down the side of your mouth. It's disgusting. Gross. Yeah, refreshing. Refreshing glass of thick, mucusy milk.
It is mucus.
It is
It's
mucus.
mucus.
Straight up mucus.
Yeah.
We're drinking what comes out of the cow's nipples. You know what's funny is like we're thinking about like when you think about cartoons and such, and we're seeing those nipples out. Like that's a big old bag of nipples we're looking at when cows are walking around in cartoons.
Yeah.
DJ, go
just-
ahead and pick a topic.
I will pick a topic to answer the question. Maple syrup.
Really, even for
I
your
don't
burgers
know.
and
I
shit?
don't know. Listen, the good thing about these hypothetical questions is we will never have to live
How
in
about
that
this?
world.
How about this? Nuts.
That is not a
Nuts?
condiment. Is condiments gotta be like a sauce?
Oh, come on.
Sauce,
Yeah,
marinara
that's
sauce.
not- is a
condiment,
condiment.
sauce.
Listen, with how much pizza I eat on a daily basis, probably marinara sauce is probably my best
That's
bet.
not
and,
bad.
And I'll
All right,
just,
what's
I'll
a
just
good-
bail on dessert. I'll
what's
just
a-
bail on dessert.
But like, what's a good dessert or what's a good condiment you could put on a dessert?
Think you could also put on a savory food.
I was just thinking that I heard it whisper
Cayenne
pepper.
Mayonnaise.
Oh no, eggy. No eggs. Don't put eggs
Mayonnaise
on my stuff.
is good in small amounts.
What is mayonnaise? Does
It's
anybody
egg.
know what it is?
Fat. It's pretty much
It's
fat,
just the
right?
egg white.
Yeah.
It's just egg whites all
right.
mixed up with milk and butter. Or
I'm
some
gonna
shit.
read this comment here.
That's so gross.
What movies did you cry at? Pixar's Easy Mode, by the way. Favorite late night host? Oh, that's okay.
Wait, we're
let's-
getting more than
Oh
one
wait, this
question?
is actually 2 questions put together.
What?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
damn.
Malfunction.
Junction. What movies did you
What is
cry
this
at?
person's name? What's their
This
name?
is Cakes9 from
Cakes9.
Reddit. What movies did you cry at? Pixar's Easy Mode, by the way.
That is easy mode.
Pixar
Another
is easy
one.
mode?
Yeah, because Pixar is straight to the tear ducts.
It's engineered for you to cry.
Yeah.
I've never cried in a Pixar movie.
Well, then you're broken.
Did you
I've gotten a
Up?
little bit sad and up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got pretty sad and up.
You
That's
didn't
fine.
cheer up at Inside Out?
No,
I didn't
no,
tear up.
it's definitely a heartwarming movie.
I choked up, but I didn't tear up.
Okay.
I'd say Marley and Me, but that's also kind of like a cheap shot because it's a dog that has. Oh, I don't want to spoil the movie for
has
anybody.
butt cancer. If the
Apparently,
dog
I
has butt
spoil
cancer,
movies for a lot of people.
The dog doesn't know what a kiwi is, and that's what happens at the end of
They
it.
have to put him down. They have to put him down
They do
because
have
he
to put
doesn't
them down.
know.
Normally, they put an animal down if they don't know what a kiwi is.
If they break a leg or they
So
don't know
you're
what a
lucky
kiwi
you're
is.
safe,
Yeah.
DJ. You're human.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's the test for them to figure out the dog knows what a kiwi is? They put like a. What do they put in front of them?
yeah. How do they know?
A kiwi
there's
and a
there's
bone.
a kiwi,
Yeah.
and then there's 2 red buttons. One is yes, and one is no. Kiwi? Yes. Good. That one lives.
That one lives to see another day.
No, you wait for the dog to get hungry. You put a tennis ball in front of it, or
Or
put a
kiwi.
kiwi
There
in
you
front
go.
of it. What does it go for?
If it goes for the tennis ball first, kill it instantly.
The
Instant
tennis
kill.
ball's laced with arsenic.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, you shoot it. Right.
shoot it
It's
in the
quick.
head.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Let's be humane here. all right?
Yeah, right.
Let's be quick. What was the question again? Have you cried in a movie?
Yeah, what movies do you cry at? Pixar movies are easy.
I don't know.
by the
I
way.
get really like emotional in Lord of the Rings every time. I always talk about this.
Yeah,
When
which one?
there's 2 parts that I can think of right off the top of my head. If I can say that, is in the Fellowship of the Ring when Gandalf dies and they're all like freaking out. Like there's something so guttural and sad to me when Frodo yells Gandalf's name.
Yeah.
Like just that take, that emotion. It's like it seems so real to me. And then there's that moment where they're all sitting in the grass and Sam just has his hand in his head and everyone's just kind of freaking out and like that's just such a very surreal moment to me. Even though I had read the books and like knew Gandalf was
That's
gonna
what
come
I
back
was
as
gonna
Gandalf the White. It still was really sad because it's
Yeah.
like they, that's basically Gandalf the Grey dies.
Yeah, it's almost like a Doctor Who situation.
Yeah, that's Gandalf the Grey dying, and we never see Gandalf the Grey again.
Yeah.
What about?
yeah.
Sorry, I was just thinking.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, a good one that will always get me is I Am Legend when the dog gets scratched
that's
by or
fun.
bit by the other dog and he has to. Oh God!
And he's
So
And
that
what,
scene
what
is-
you're saying is you and dogs.
It's
is what you're
dog.
getting
Yeah,
at.
don't hurt
Yeah.
a dog in a
Yeah.
movie because I will immediately like be in tears.
Weeping.
Yeah, but like a kid could be just like, a kid gets hit by a car in the movie. I'm like, oh, that's sad. But as soon as a dog, it's just like that's
Yeah.
it's a little animal.
Why
Like
is that, you think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll
Something in
tell
our
you exactly
culture.
why.
What?
It's because animals don't have really like the consciousness we have. They don't understand really what's going on. And basically animals don't really. I mean, animals, there's some smart animals or whatever, but we're in their territory. So like cars and shit, they're terrified. They have every right to be terrified by a car, essentially. And if they get hit by a car, it's very sad because it's like they don't know what that is, and they don't know what happened, and they can't they can't understand that running out of a yard into the street means they could die. They just want to run around. Their instincts are to run around in a field and shit. And we just kind of like paved their fields with streets and sidewalks and shit.
And have cars going like 60 miles an hour. And like, and even in that, it's like, it's not more about the dog getting hurt. It's that the owner has to like kill it, and they do it on camera. And also
that was a
director. That was a dick move, kind of director, whoever directed.
Well, and like especially because Will Smith was like alone, and that was his friend.
That movie is actually really on point.
I love that movie.
I really like that movie.
Most of the movie. I like the movie a lot. The end.
It's great.
Actually, the movie is pretty good until some other people start showing up. Spoilers.
And then it's.
Yeah.
But I do feel like that's one of Will Smith's best performances.
Yes, 100%. He's so good with him and the mannequin.
Yeah,
really
that's right.
good.
That's right.
Really good.
Oh man, he's singing Bob Marley to the dog, and he's like, "Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing."
I'm gonna cry if we think about it. That scene sucks so bad.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I'm a weepy individual when it comes to movies.
Yeah.
If it kind of connects to something that means something to me, or when somebody else is crying, that's usually a surefire. Like I'm gonna start tearing up. A go-to, I think, because it surprises me the most. Lord of the Rings is not my answer, but the scene at the end. When,
that was the other scene
Sam
that
and Frodo in Fellowship. At the end of Fellowship.
Oh, when they all come into the room.
When it looks like at the end where like Sam's like, no, Frodo, I'm going to stay with you and all that stuff. That's a very emotional scene.
Oh, that gets me every time. Yeah. When he's like, because Sam tried to carry the ring for Frodo, and Frodo wouldn't let him, and he looks at Frodo's neck, and in the books, it's like the chain is like digging into his neck, and it's like it's blood, and it's like fucking like it's heavy. Yeah. And the closer he gets to Mount Doom, the heavier it gets. Yeah. And so he's like at one point he's like I can hold the ring for you, and Frodo freaks the fuck out. Yeah. And he's like no, because it's almost completely consumed him, and then Sam is like, all right, you know what, I can't carry the ring, but I'll carry you. Yeah. And he picks him up. But
the one that surprises me, that's kind of my go-to for crying just because it's a weird place to cry, is actually in Batman Begins when he's in the cave and the bats surround him.
Oh, really?
That's
I think it's because it's somebody finding their identity.
Yeah.
And that's really cool to me.
Emotional, yeah.
And of course it plays back again in Dark Knight Rises when he's trying to get out of the cave. And he's finally about ready to get out of the pit.
Oh, Dark Knight Rises.
And Dark Knight Rises, and the bats come out.
Yeah.
And it's this like reaffirming of, I don't know, it's cool to me.
No, it's cool. And also, if you're a big Batman fan, that's like the defining moment for Bruce Wayne and Batman.
He's Batman then.
And seeing that, like, visually is a beautiful thing for a nerd that loves Batmans.
Ooh. Also,
and doesn't know what Kiwis are.
Nope.
You guys ever seen Brave Little Toaster?
Home Alone?
Home Alone. Brave Little Toaster.
I cry all the way through Home Alone.
Remember when the scene where the cars are singing while they're being killed?
Yeah, that movie.
Dark, that movie made me cry a lot. As as a kid, and my parents would always turn it on whenever we were bored. He's like, Brave Little Toaster. You love Brave Little Toaster, huh? I'm like, my little brother and I
don't
crying.
do this to me.
Stop it, please. Winnie the Pooh, please.
My family used to threaten to show us the Brave Little Toaster again if we weren't good. They wanted to give us a real dose of emotions. Yeah, and also Land Before Time is a sad one too. You want to do one more?
This is mom dying.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. And like in the Star Jones.
Yeah.
She's in it.
Star Wars.
Minty Gargle Nips writes, what's your worst tactile experience ever? For me, it was stepping in cold cat vomit at 3 in the morning with my bare feet. Thanks, Piper, my cat. Shout out to Piper.
Cats suck, by the way.
No, you hate cats. I love
cats. Places. They're garbage animals.
To be fair, I mean,
they're garbage animals. Well, raccoons are garbage animals.
It's true.
Cats aren't garbage animals. They're just like their attitudes are too similar. Like, you know how dogs' attitudes are pretty much like in the realm of like they're your friend.
Mm-hmm.
You've never had a cat though.
I have had a cat.
You've never had a cat.
No. I have a friend that has cats.
Look, some cats are cool. I will give you that. But most cats are like not into you. They want nothing to do with you. They expect you to take care of them and feed them, and you get nothing in return.
Yeah.
Except you get maybe the occasional funny look from it when you come home.
You sound.
You know why that? You know why
sound
that is?
so like deeply angered
I mean,
by
it's
the
just
fact
that
that cats
because-
don't give you enough attention.
I think it's because it's like there's this weird universally like accepted thing that cats are just like the greatest things on the planet. And I'm
on
trying
the
to figure
internet.
out-
On the internet. Well, here's the thing. You know why
Kittens
I
are
think cats are
fucking
so distant that I recently found out is apparently cats are dumb as fuck.
yeah, cats are pretty.
They
dumb.
have like 6-second memories.
Dogs
they
are
don't-
dumb too, though.
But I mean, not compared to cats. Like
Well,
dogs
that's true.
will remember
can
you
teach
and
a
develop
dog
a relationship
to
with
find
you.
a bomb.
Cats never know who you are.
Yeah.
Apparently.
No, they don't.
I'd be a dick to that person, but I couldn't remember. Like, who the fuck is
Who's the-
Like
yeah.
dogs
Come on.
help blind people,
Yeah.
and they help people that are scared on planes.
I would love
and
if they took a cat outside freaking
Yeah,
out.
they
like,
can't. Cats can't. What are cats good for? What do they do? Like other
They're
than like
decoration pets.
They're
Yeah, they are
decoration
they are
pets. It's like
decoration
putting
pets.
like a fucking beautiful little like
Owen's trying to-
statuette on your fucking.
Owen's trying to tell us that for petting,
No,
but if they let
obviously.
you,
No,
you have to
well-
trick them into letting you pet them.
Some
No,
of them,
all
yes.
the cat haters in the room are like, yeah.
Well,
fuck
but here's the
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
like
cats,
I get
yeah.
it, like I get the emotional aspect of having cats. It's like they're always around, and sometimes they'll come and give you some love or whatever. But like dogs will always love you.
I
true.
will always, if I had a choice, I'd get a dog first. Also, because cats will kill me if I'm around them for too long. My throat will close up pretty quick.
Oh, it's like a
yeah.
gander.
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah, they'll get me. But I still, as a kid, my parents got a cat, and I was like, Mom, Dad, I can't breathe. And like I would touch it and like immediately be like,
I got a
it's so
cat.
cute.
Your parents wanted you dead.
we had a lot of Benadryl in the house. So I'd go like play. His name was George. I'd be like George, and like he was a cat that wouldn't do a lot, but he'd still cuddle. So I could like hug the crap out of him,
Yeah.
like that dumb little kid you always see in movies. Like, yeah, George, and like shake him, and then like I'd have to
How
go
did
take
it
a
feel
Benadryl.
about that, you think?
He lived a long, okay
Month.
life.
They live one good long month.
We went through a lot of kittens in like
Oh,
a
yeah.
few months.
Do you guys have an answer to this tactile question?
Oh,
Tactile
shit.
experience, yeah. We started bashing on cats.
Well, okay. One time, when I was working, I think I've told this story before, but one time I used to work in an old haunted house every October, and
Like
it was like a
Maze haunted
local,
house.
yeah, like
Not
a
an
local
actual- okay.
haunted house that kids could come and walk through, and there'd be like fucking sets and shit. And so I was in there like helping clean up and shit, and I go into one room and it's dark as fuck in there, and I step in there, and my first big step with my shoes on is right into a board with a nail in it. Straight up into my foot. Yeah, like in Home Alone. Like that
Yeah,
horrible scene
yeah.
in Home Alone. When he's-
You were in-
except I think he's barefoot in
He's
Home
barefoot,
Alone.
but that went through your shoe.
That went through my shoe and stabbed the
That's
fuck
a
out of
really
the bottom
big
of my
fear.
foot.
Yeah.
So, but here's the worst part about that story. So I fucking immediately
okay?
like hit the ground like a pussy, pulled my shoe and sock off, like put.
Oh, so
put-
you pull. So when you pulled your shoe off. Oh wait, when you stepped
Oh
up.
well,
did it-
I stepped up and it
Okay,
came off.
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So I sat down and I pulled the shoe and the sock off and I like put pressure on the wound and I cleaned it really well and there was like this fucking real good puncture in there. And so I was like, fuck. So I put some Band-Aids on it and I put like a thing in there and then I just kind of stayed off it for the rest of the night.
That's smart. Yeah.
Woke up the next morning to take a look at the bottom of my foot, and the entire bottom of my foot was black.
Not good.
Black.
Not okay.
Yeah, black.
Yeah.
Like I had stepped in black paint. Like and it was like, oh no, my foot is dying. So
That's literally what that means.
yeah, my parents took me to the urgent care, and it turned out I got tetanus. I got tetanus.
Bro.
From
Wait,
that,
did
yeah.
you get
That
shots as a
I
kid?
got it. No, I didn't get a shot.
And to
I
this
had never
day,
gotten
Steve
a
does
tetanus
not have a
shot.
heel in his foot.
I sure,
What he does
sure
is just-
don't. I got one black foot. It's real cool. No, they gave me the tetanus shot, and a couple days later, it just turned into a bruise, and then it went away.
It's like Mr. Deeds. You could stab a poker into it and you'd be fine.
Exactly, it's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
Mr.
that's-
Deeds. Awful. Tactile.
I mean, one more. It's always when you wake up in the middle of the night. Like it's right when we got a pup, like my puppy that I have, really sweet. I was trying to let him just like kind of find a place around the room so he didn't have to like sleep next to me. And I woke up and he was real sick the night before, and I really should have taken a cue from that. But it was more like. It was like a cartoon where they step into like a bunch of things over and over again, and then they fall. I got into 3 things of puke and 1 little diarrhea strip that he had, and I got
you stepped into all of it?
because you try to like yell. I don't want to step back onto the bed, so I just like and like then I you stop and you're like. You're just like it's everywhere, and it's like you're kind of like slippery, and you don't want to like, so you just call out to somebody to come and bring you paper towels or something so you can clean up. But your dog is just looking as happy as a clam.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on.
He's just like looking up at you as tails
like, what's
wagging
going
real
on?
fast.
Why are we outside right now?
Why is everyone
Why
up?
aren't we
Like, we're gonna play? Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know what they did.
I guess, so we're talking touch, right? It has to be touch.
Or on your feet, or like maybe you felt something on your neck or something.
I guess the only thing I can think of, like I have the stepping and peeing shit stories. That was
done
good.
that.
If you had a little more, one time I was baking something. I was a child, probably middle school, and I was baking bagel pizzas in the oven. You take a bagel,
those
put
are great.
the stuff on. Yeah. So I was pulling out, and
pizza on a bagel,
this
you
is
can-
when I still used pot holders, and the tips of my fingers were just over the edge, and they touched it, and of course my brain is like, oh, hot. So I go to drop it, but it's a glass pan.
Sorry.
And so I
Freaking out.
immediately, my brain is like, oh no, I don't want it to break. So I grab it with this
no,
hand
no,
and
you
set it
didn't.
on the thing, and I had 2nd-degree burns all over my hands.
So you had the blister?
I had to go to the hospital. Yeah,
Did they bubble up? Like,
yeah. And I had to put ice on them for the next couple days. I burned myself a lot when I was a youngster.
Okay, I have a real
Yeah.
big fear of touching broken glass in my sink now because of what happened with you with that ceramic
Oh, it
thing.
happens
Yeah.
all the time, man.
Yeah.
Don't touch broken
You know what
glass.
my worst
broken ceramics.
nightmare is? I mean, not my worst nightmare, but one is stepping on a snail with your bare foot.
Yeah.
I don't want to do
That
that.
is
Yeah.
your worst nightmare.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I've told this story, but what Sam was talking about, look out for ceramics when you're washing dishes, because I was washing dishes one time, and it slipped out, and literally a splash of water, and then the water, as it was splashing, turned red because it broke, and it cut me without me even realizing I'd been cut. And it was bad stitches, all that jazz. So be careful with ceramics.
Be careful with ceramics, and also look up a kiwi just to make sure you know where it is.
And it's probably punishment from God, because I didn't know what a kiwi was.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Table Talk, and I also wanted to thank Squarespace one more time for sponsoring the episode. And you can start building your website today at squarespace.com/tabletalk, and don't forget you can get 10% off when you use the offer code TT at checkout. So that's from Squarespace. You build it beautiful is what their slogan is. So guys, thanks so much for watching. DJ, thanks for joining us
Thank
again.
you for
Thanks,
having me.
DJ.
Yeah, it's fun to have you over here every once in a while and learn all the new weird things about you.
Yep.
That's
I'm gonna
nice.
buy you
Welcome.
a basket of kiwis tomorrow.
We're gonna get you
Thanks.
kiwis forever.
Do kiwis taste good?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
delicious.
taste great. We just gotta learn how to skin them, which I don't know how to do that.
Don't you just cut it and then you just cut around the skin
I
and
mean, I just like a challenge when I eat
I
my
don't want to
fruit.
do that. You can buy them cut.
There you
That's
go.
the beauty of being in America, isn't it?
Yep.
You can buy cut up kiwis. You don't
Living in
have
the
to do it.
21st century is amazing.
That's beautiful.
You've watched Bone
It's wonderful.
Tomahawk?
Absolutely.
My big takeaway, Bone Tomahawk, is the 21st century is amazing.
Oh yeah, that looked like a nightmare. You sprain your ankle and you're going to die.
You're probably gonna die.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye. Remember in The Revenant where he...
Hey, I haven't seen it yet. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, all I did was...
Look at Len. He's a stormtrooper. Len. Let's see.
Do stormtrooper things.
Like, shoot at something and miss entirely.
We're here to do heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People certainly seem to like it.
What about when you call someone fat?
We're saying you loom large in our collective subconscious, you big fat fatty.
This is bullshit.